Hey everyone, is anyone there? There's a chat box in the right of you. You should see it there. Let me know if you can see or hear. If you can hear me, there's a chat box on the right of you, and just write something if you can see. Once again, we're starting in 20 minutes, right? But I just want to make tests and see if everything is working before we start. Let me know if you can hear me or anything like that. Let me know in the chat, in the comments on the right side, if you can hear me or anything. Just let me know anything. Let me know you're here. Hear me. Yeah. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Let me know in the comments. In the comments on the right side. Yo. Yo. Can anyone hear me? Let me know in the comments in the chat box on the right. because otherwise I'll be just talking to myself, and that would not be really cool on the webinar. So before we begin, we got another 10-15 minutes. I want to see if everything works properly and you can hear me and stuff. Okay, so let me know in the chat. All right, guys, I made the chat public, I think. Let's see what's going on. Okay, the chat is public. Let me know in the comments in the right side if you can hear me. The chat is now public. You should be able to, well, if you hear me, you should be able to comment and let me know if you can hear me. Can you see the screen? Let me know in the comments if you can see my screen. Let's say the presentation page. Can you see it? Can you? Yeah, sorry, that was a little bit violent. Can you hear me? There's a chat box on the right. If anyone is there and can hear me, let me know in the chat box. If you can see my screen. Oh, that's great. Awesome. So, yes, you can see me because I haven't shared my screen yet. So, let me know if you want to do that. Let's do a test, actually. Okay, people are joining. Awesome. That's great. That's great. Love it. Hey, hey, Joe. How are you doing? Okay, great. So, guys, let me just share my screen just to see if you can see it. All right, we're gonna make a test. Make sure that there's no technical problems and stuff. All right, so I'm gonna share my screen. Hey, guys. Hey. So let me know if you see my screen right now. Let me know if you see the presentation, or actually, let's say, well, oh yes, awesome, awesome, great. So you can see that this. Let me know if you can see this page where it says the MadSense Reborn launch 94K in 5 days. Yes, okay, great. So you are saying you see this. Let's see if other people see it as well. The MadSense Reborn launch 94K. Awesome. So I'm gonna stop sharing my screen for now. So how are you doing? Good to see you here. People are joining, so let's see what's going on. But how are you doing, guys? Let me know. There's a chat box on the right. It's public. You can simply, say that you can hear me and that you're doing well. Thank you very much. On yes, congrats on the launch. Jack says, thank you very much. Yeah, it was a good launch, and I want to share with you exactly what to do, differences between software, the keys, what we plan, everything. Everything possible to make a launch successful. It was still a low ticket info product launch, not a software. Just a month before that, we released the software. Also, was six figures and everything, but it was just a lot easier to launch that one compared to an info product. So this definitely is going to benefit a lot of people. This webinar, I'm sure there are plenty of golden nuggets here, even for advanced people. Thank you. Joe says, "Awesome, thanks for asking. Great launch and great system. Thank you." Um, let's see. I'm gonna give it another 10 minutes or something before we begin with the webinar. Let people, join. People will be late. Yeah, so seems you guys, I'm gonna share my screen once again just to do a test, right? So let's share my screen. Let me know if you see, let me know if you see this. Let's make it a slideshow. Let me know if you see the slideshow. if you can see when I move it, when I move it around from place to place. If you can see this, if you can see this is great. Yes, clearly. Okay, great. More people are joining. Right, my dog wants to come into the room. Let me just go and open the door. Alrighty then. So if you just joined the webinar, let me know in the comments. There's a chat box on the right. It's public. So let me know if you can hear me clearly. If you just joined the webinar. I mean, it seems it's working and everything, but who knows? This Demio platform is slick, right? So easy to use, so simple. It is. It is. It is so easy to use. All right. Why am I even writing? So hope you guys don't mind that I'm giving a few more minutes, to let other people join. Hope you're not in a rush. We're going to have a Q&A at the end, so it's going to be nice. So make sure you do ask questions. You can ask questions right now, by the way, about whatever you want. I'm happy to answer before we start the webinar. We can give it 5-10 more minutes for people to join, people who are late. So let me know, I'm happy to answer. Let me know if you have any questions about launches, about affiliate promotions, about stuff, any stuff, maybe like why do I like tables? Why do I enjoy tables? I don't. Whatever, you can ask anything you want. It can be weird. It can be weird. Yes, it can be weird. God knows I am weird. So it's going to be a really nice webinar. It's going to be a really, really nice webinar. I got a presentation ready, and I got the secrets, and I got the tips, and I got the keys, and I have everything prepared for you all. How long do I expect this to be? Jack asks. So I don't know. It depends on obviously there's going to be a Q&A at the end. You don't have to stay. I don't think it's going to be long. I mean, I'm really I have a presentation and everything, but it's not going to be one of the, I'm not going to have a story and everything. It's not going to be a pitch webinar, and I'm not following any template. It's going to be a really nice, chat showing you exactly what's happening, what I did, keys, everything, and that's it. And then, we're done. So it's going to be really short, in my opinion. Not too short, but it's going to be a good length. I think 30 minutes is going to be 45 minutes is going to be legit before the Q&A. I think it's going to be a great time spent. Is that okay with you? Great. Awesome. All right. So who in here? Let me know in the chat. Who in here doesn't know what was my latest launch? Who in here hasn't, doesn't know the name, or maybe hasn't seen it happening, doesn't know the stats? Someone who, I know Gorab mailed his list about this webinar, so you could be from there and you don't really understand what's going on. So let me know in the comments. Yeah, so I got one. So the launch was called MadSense Reborn. We just launched it at, yes, got the info from Brett Rutecki. We gave you a good review. Brett did gave a very good review. It was, with Brett, it was funny because Brett, when we contacted him to go ahead and promote it, he said, I'm going to give you a living hell. I want to see this and this and this and this and this and this and this. And we sent him everything he asked and more, and even more. It was crazy with Brett, but he did a good thing, in my opinion. He really, all these questions, everything that he asked, kudos to him. Yeah, definitely. Because that's the only way he could know if we're releasing something quality, what we have, for you guys in terms of support, delivery, product results, proof, all that stuff. He asked for everything. So yeah. So if you came from Brett, I mean, you can trust him definitely. If you had any doubt, and I don't think so, you can definitely trust him. So anyway, MadSense Reborn launch was a low ticket info product. We sold it at $27, and basically it sold $94,000 in those 5 days. Very successful, plenty of copies, great conversions, plenty of affiliate support, all that good stuff. And we did make a very nice profit from it, built a very good list from it. So I want to discuss basically how it happened, how it happened, the keys to such a successful launch, specifically focusing on low ticket info. And yeah, that's what I want to be focusing on. That's what we're going to have in the webinar. So has anyone here in the webinar never launched a product before, never released a product? Could be software info. Never, ever. A paid product with, affiliate support and all that stuff. Let me know in the comments if somebody here is not at that, kind of level yet, we could say. We're nobody. Seems like everybody launched a product. That's great. I mean, that you're the target market. Never, but has seen thousands. Okay, you have seen thousands. Okay, that's still good, because this webinar is aimed towards people who actually launched products, but still, it will give you a lot of information, golden nuggets, and understanding what to do when you do launch a product, what to prepare, what to be ready for, all that good stuff. Let's see, we have more people joining slowly but surely. Theodore. Yes, Theodore. Right. So you say you have seen thousands of products launch, right? So it's going to be interesting for you. Definitely I remember before I started launching, when I was still building my list and doing other stuff, I've seen also many products launched, and I didn't know it. I had no idea how to duplicate them. I had no idea how to create that success. I saw the 6 figures, 150,000 in 7 days, and I'm like, if I had that money, if I had that power, I would be so happy. But it took a while, obviously, to build up to that level, and coaches and failures and everything. So yeah. So I hope we can get started. We're about 10 minutes in. All right, guys. So I think we can get started. I mean, we have enough attendees and people are going to be joining. Let me know in the chat. I want to see a few comments of that. Let me know if you're actually listening, if you're not making a coffee or something and you want me to get started. there might be maybe a small delay as well in my voice and stuff. Joe and Arnie, are you guys here? Can I get started? Actually, I was excited for you, Joe, to be here. Okay, awesome. So I'm gonna share my screen right now, and let me know if you see the presentation. Now, since I cannot see what's going on in the demo screen, right? Maybe I can. No, it's gonna be confusing. Since I can't see what's going on in the demo screen, I don't know why I can choose a specific window, this specific window. So I'm gonna be checking up on here every once in a while. I hope you're okay with that. Yep. Let's see, maybe we can do it like this, and then I can see people's chat, people's complaints, like I can't hear anything. All right, so you guys are ready. Awesome, awesome. People are excited. Let's see what's going on. Okay, Gorab is joining. Awesome. All right. I want to get started. Okay, so I hope you guys are ready. Gorab, what's up? I see you are here. How are you doing? Yo, Gorab. Great, you're doing great. Welcome. So it's nice to see you here, dude. You have been a huge part of this launch. You have been a huge part of this launch. My other half in this launch. So you. By the way, guys, if you have any questions, you can ask in the chat box, and Gorab can also answer. So it will be awesome because he definitely has plenty of insights to give. So let's get started. So the MadSense Reborn launch, 94K roughly, right, in 5 days with low ticket info products. The point is, there's a difference between softwares and info when it comes to product launching. I'm going to explain it. I'm going to talk about it. But the point is that I don't think we have ever done an info product that big. And actually, this wasn't a fluke, right? We were aiming for such numbers. It was planned. We knew exactly what we were doing. And although we had some setbacks here and there and some surprises here and there, we still made it through. So 5 keys. In this webinar, you're going to learn 5 keys to making an info product launch a success these days, plus 3 super tips, which will come at the end of the webinar, to instantly increase launch revenue without more affiliates or better conversions. So this webinar is going to be pitch free. But if you, at the end of the webinar, if you want to send me money, feel free to send me money. I will gladly accept all sorts of payments from you. And it's not a fancy webinar. I was very lazy when creating PowerPoint presentation and slides, but I wanted to provide the most value, but I was still lazy. So I kind of created this weird combination between laziness and value. I think you're going to appreciate it. And I'm very eager to teach you and inspire you, right? So it doesn't matter what your background is, if you're a pro or if you've been doing this for a while. I'm sorry, if you're a pro, if you're a complete newbie, you're going to benefit from it, I am sure. Even if you're far away from releasing a product and you have a month to, maybe you're not even there, you should keep this. And I'm going to have a replay, and you should keep this as your tools, your go-to guide. This will help you a lot with your launches. I know I wrote here I will actually use profanity, but I might not use it. Who knows? And there's going to be a Q&A at the end of the webinar. And so you'll be able to ask any question that you want based on the webinar. And you will learn exactly what we did with MadSense, that made it a success, and how to replicate it. Now, not exactly. I'm not giving you a special template or anything like that. Once again, I told you it's kind of lazy and it's a free webinar, but I really want to give you the most value as possible. And I'm going to give you 3 tips on how to increase your launch revenue right now, right? Let's say you're launching in a week, or you launched, or you're in the middle of a launch, and how to increase your launch revenue without more affiliates or better conversions, or meaning, without split testing right now. Some of these tips are going to be not very sexy, but they work though. Okay. So do not freak out. Rule number one when it comes to launching: do not freak out. Okay, really do not freak out. No matter what happens, don't freak out. If your support, if people are not supporting you, I mean the GV support is not good, don't freak out. If conversions are bad and not as expected, don't freak out. When your hosting goes down, people attacking your servers, hackers, JVZoo, anything that happens, PayPal limits you, don't freak out. It happened to me so many times. I mean, I used to freak out all the time when bad things happen, and it just had a really really bad effect on the launch. I used to blame my partners, and I'm not blame them, but I used to complain like, "Hey, what are we gonna do? Please help!" And I was freaking out. I was freaking out all the time, and it was definitely not a smart idea, because you are, first off, you're wasting a lot of energy on that freak out. You're not being productive at all when you freak out, and you are going to make bad decisions when you freak out. Right? You're panicking. You're not going to make bad decisions. And when it comes to improving your launch, it's all about making the right decisions and making decisions, but the right decisions, not bad decisions. Bad decisions can hurt you, and you have all that hot traffic coming into your sales page right now. People are affiliates are mailing and everything, and you being there and freaking out and just winning things is definitely not good. Not to your affiliates, they won't support you later, and not to your pocket and bottom line. So don't freak out no matter what. Rule number one: really don't freak out. Now let's begin with the keys. There are 5 keys, in my opinion, that were responsible to the success of this launch. Once again, I'm going to remind you, it's been Madsense Reborn, low ticket info, $27 front end. Me and my partners, Abdullah and Grab, we have planned it to happen, right? We planned for such numbers, and we ended up generating $94,000 with that low ticket info product, our biggest info product launch to date. We had softwares which were bigger, 150K and everything, 250K, but never had info. So it's a little bit different. Info is a little bit harder to sell, but we made it, and we have it was a great learning experience, and I'm feeling really honored to be able to be here and share this with you. So once again, key number one: don't be me. And what I mean by not being me is you need to be organized, and you need to plan lots of things in advance. Why not be me? Because I'm really, really terrible at that. I am a very, very bad planner. I'm not organized. My room, as it is, like, I'm looking around me and it looks like shit. It's really, really bad. And I don't know where stuff is. I never do. And it's the same with launches, and I'm not organized and do everything last moment. So even for this launch, I had to be a little bit more organized. Luckily, my partner Grab, he's here on the webinar, he is very organized. He's very smart. He's very he's very, I don't know how to say it, but he's very not me. He's very not me, and that is a good thing. And he definitely fixed that. But if it wasn't for Grab, right, and I had a different partner, or this was a launch on my own, I would have hired someone, a manager or someone to manage this, someone who knows, because I simply cannot. But the point is, no matter what you are or not, you need the launch to be planned, and you need an organization is key, right? Understanding what everything. This means, like you see in the screen, Trello. You know what Trello is? Search it on Google. Trello is a really good free web app. You can organize, teams, budgets, everything there, and it's a very, very good software. So you can go ahead and create there an account and add your partners. Keeping getting stuck for me here, but you're doing great. Thank you. So, I got a little bit out of focus. So yeah, the point is that you need to decide when it comes to launching who does what. Nobody's just sitting there and not doing anything. It's not like I used to work in a supermarket, and I used to I the my man I used to just finish my work and sit down, and my manager would come to me and she would say, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Well, I there's no more work to do." And she says like, where there's always work to be done. And I'm in my head like, shut the fuck up, you know. I didn't understand her, and she was right. There's always work to be done. So if you in your launch you have partners, employees, whatever, someone is not doing anything, they are useless for the launch. And everyone needs to have a purpose and do something, right? Not talking about not taking breaks or working all day. We don't, here in this industry, me, Grab, we don't work that much. Even when it comes to launches, we just don't work that much. 15 hours a day. We don't do that. Well, I'm not doing that, and I know Grab is also taking the time to rest. But I'm talking about being effective in the launch. It's really important when it comes to launching. You need to be effective. Everyone has to have a role. And like I said, everyone serves a purpose. And you need to plan your budgets, what you want to expect, what you want to be making, how much you're going to invest, how much is going to come out of that investment. You have to keep a page, with all the budgets, investments, and everything, expenses, prices. You need to be aware. The point is, you need to be in full control of what you spend and what you will see, what you will earn. So just be in full control. This is very, very important, because if you don't know your numbers, you don't know anything, and you're having a contest, you don't know what your profit is, you don't know if you should be doing more contests, you don't know what you should be doing, and that lack of clarity is going to hurt you. And you need to figure out a goal. It could be in your head, it could be not in your head, but on a list or anything, but a goal. Are you going to focus on list building, revenue, or both? We had a focus on this launch, just make it a success and make it both, right? Build a good list. That's why the $27 front end, and not let's say $97 front end, where we would have built a much smaller list, but still generate a lot of revenue. And also, we wanted the revenues. That's why we gave 50% commissions, not 75 or 100%, which we could give and build a huge list, but make basically no money at all on this launch. We wanted this combo. This was our goal, and we aimed for it. So have that clear goal. And have constant communication with your partners. What this means is that if you're one of your partners, you're sending the launch started and one of your partners doesn't answer 12 hours, 18 hours. This is very, very bad. You should have constant communication and know exactly what's going to happen. And it's really important. I mean, if you ever worked with a developer, let's say, for example, it is an absolute horrible nightmare when your developer is not there, or a designer, or any professional, right? Sometimes you just can't reach them for days, and you're like, what the hell is going on? Where are they? And you're losing money, you're losing time. And the same goes with your partners and with your launch, right? If you have a staff, anyone that is related to your launch, you should have constant communication. You should plan for plan B. And what I mean by that is, first off, your hosting can go down anytime. People can attack you. You should be aware of that. Don't be one of those people who say, this won't happen to me. This will happen to you. Trust me. It will happen to you many times, especially on JVZoo and Warrior Plus. So I would say, go ahead and have a backup for your hosting. Once again, thanks to Grab, he is the one who manages all that, hosting crap. I used to manage that. Now I don't do it anymore. He has a very good alternative. We always have a plan B on our launches. Everything is always prepared. So we know that if everything goes down, we are organized, we're planned, we're ready, and we have an alternative sales page, powerful and everything. So we know exactly what to do. And trust me, I'm sorry. We had many failures in the past, many times we weren't prepared. Our launches went down. We lost traffic. We lost money. And what's the point? We could have been, if it could have been avoided if we were prepared and planned. And this is what we're doing these days. And this was super crucial for this launch. I mean, it got to a level that I didn't know if we were attacked or what. I just didn't know. I didn't care, because we were so ready for all that, whatever happens, right? So plan for plan B. And like it says here, when you're prepared for everything, the entire experience will be smooth, easy, and stress-free. And God knows that you need stress-free minutes in launches. I mean, once again, back in the day, I used to launch and not be prepared as much. And wow, I mean, the stress was out of the roof. It was crazy. And now it's much smoother, less stress. It's much easier to launch, more focus, more clarity, less, like I said here, less freaking out. It is very, very important. So, and a final thing on this, no last minute stuff. So if you are, if you have, you know, if you are, let's say you are not prepared and everything, don't do any last minute decisions when it comes to big. No, the point is, okay, forget. I just no. Point is, be prepared for everything. Be prepared beforehand, days, weeks before, and when you come to the launch, you should be, coming with guns blazing. Be ready, be prepared, and have no questions. Your staff should know exactly what to do. Everyone should know exactly what to do, what to be prepared, and just launch. That is very important when it comes to the success of the launch. I could go ahead and say this is the most important thing, but it's actually not, especially not in this launch. But it is like the second most important thing. The second key to a success of the launch is a great product, but even a better hook. So let me just drink a little bit of water because I'm really dry. I'm so dry. It feels good. No, I need more water. I need more water. You will wait. You will wait. You shall wait. Oh, yes. This is much better. So, great product and even better hook. Your product needs to be really, really good when it comes to the delivery. So let's say what it means is not only, it doesn't need to be okay, it doesn't not just need to deliver, right? It needs to be, you need to have all the resources in place. Nothing should be broken. Everything should be there. You should definitely focus on over delivering because first off, buyer's remorse, when people buy and then they see something that is a little bit less than what they expect from the product, they might have buyer's remorse and they will start refunding and they will start complaining, and you don't want that. Buyer's remorse is a huge issue when it comes to info products because not only it takes time when it comes to info, unlike software. When it comes to info, it takes more time to get the desired result. So with software, people are opting in for a function, right? And when it comes to they want to simply go ahead, buy, and perform that function. When it comes to info, they need to apply, take action, all that stuff. So when it comes, people will have buyer's remorse when it comes to info. They'll have more buyer's remorse than software. So you're already starting from a bad point, but don't give them more excuses to have buyer's remorse. And another thing is you should have everything in place. You should over deliver in terms of the content, unadvertised bonuses, everything. It should be top notch. And another thing is your videos need to be clear. So what we used to do back in the days is we found a product, really good product, but the person who was speaking in the videos had really bad English. He was hard to understand, but it was a good product. So the guy didn't want to re-record, so we would just launch it. That is okay to an extent, but when it comes to big launches, 6 figures and high 5 figures, this is not gonna cut it. You need to have, once again, really good quality of the videos. It should be clear. It should be easy to understand. And if it means re-recording, or if it means getting someone from Fiverr or anywhere to speak, say a script, that's what should happen. Really, do that extra. The extra is really important. Videos are a must, right? It's that's the reality. Forget PDFs. If you want to reach 6 figures with a front end product, small front end info product, you need to have videos, coaching, audio at least. PDFs are not going to cut it. They are just too low perceived value to justify such a big launch and price points. So we started with 27 and finished with 30. $30, right? About $30 during the launch with all the scarcity and everything. So, by the way, I forgot to mention it in the webinar, but scarcity is key. Scarcity is it's not a key; it's a sixth key out of the five. But scarcity is very important. You should use timers. You should have everything planned. Back to the organization, plan your scarcity in advance. What we have is every time on our sales page, we have the exact scarcity structure. I'm sorry, on the JV page, the exact scarcity structure that is going to be. We have it weeks before. We show it to the affiliates. They know exactly what to expect. So having scarcity and having good scarcity planned beforehand, real scarcity, not fake scarcity, is very, very important to the success of a launch. But it's not the most important thing. So videos are a must. Forget PDFs. Face it. It's the reality. You need to have something of a higher value than a PDF. It could be, once again, software or anything, but it must not be a PDF. Forget about it. No PDFs. PDFs need to be additional. They need to be something to supplement. They don't need to be the product itself or the face of the product. It's less the product. It's more the face of the product, what people see before they buy and create that perceived value based on, the product that you have, that you want to sell. And even more important than the product, right? Good product. Okay, great. You have a good product. Even more important than that is the hook / the USP, the unique selling point proposition, whatever you want to call it. That hook is very important. I absolutely love when it comes to finding hooks, even if it's an e-com, I love finding hooks. And what hooks mean, in my opinion, once again, it's all my opinion, and I'm usually very right when it comes to recognizing the hooks. It's what separates it from other offers right now at this very moment. We're not talking here about something evergreen, because even when it comes to evergreen, you need to have something that solves a problem anyway, an evergreen problem. But when it comes to hooks, how you position your product, how you position your sales page, how you position everything, it's what separates your offer, your offer from other offers which aim for the same market, but they all miss that point. So an example, I'm going to give you an example so you understand, because it could get a little bit complicated, because this is something I extracted from my brain to try and explain to you. So, it's okay. So MadSense on its own is simply an AdSense product. It's a good AdSense product, right? Forget about it. It's a good product. That's not the point. It's a good product, teaching how to make money with Facebook ads and AdSense. It's very simple. Now, if I went ahead and just started selling it like that, it wouldn't have sold that better. I bet it wouldn't have reached the 50K. If I didn't make the effort to find the hook with my partners. Now, the hook is based on market condition, the current market condition, what's going on right now. I'm looking at it from a bird's eye view. So an example of MadSense is the reason the hook was so successful is everyone thinks AdSense is dead. So what we did is simply show AdSense is not dead. Everyone thinks AdSense is dead. Nobody's selling AdSense. It's B. Nobody is selling AdSense out there, big AdSense launches, but there's still a demand for passive income, for simple, easy passive income. So that's the kind of the angle we went for, right? People think AdSense is dead and nobody wants to launch an AdSense. Other affiliates and other vendors, they don't want to launch anything in AdSense because they're afraid it won't sell. So we recognized that and we said, you know what? That's the best time right now. There's no one else doing this, but everyone wants something like this. Boom, we're going to do it right now. It's perfect. And we're going to obviously mention on the sales page that AdSense is not dead. And that's why we called it MadSense Reborn. It's reborn, So that is the reason. C, Facebook Ads plus AdSense. I have never heard of it. When he came to me with the offer and we got connected and everything, I was like, Facebook ads and AdSense. I have never heard about anything like that, especially not the way he does it in scaling. So we also, if I haven't heard about it, I'm sure many other people haven't. I know I asked a few people, nobody has heard about anything like that. And, that's great. This means that you also have a unique, this is something, when people, the point is when you're writing good copy, you want to answer all the objections. So when it comes to building the hook, you need to have objections, answering objections built in right inside your hook. So once again, MadSense Reborn, and as people go through the sales page, they see Facebook ads plus AdSense is like, damn, this is very, very unique. I mean, I haven't heard of it. It works. They got the results. They got the proof. So I'm gonna give it a try because this is not saturated or I haven't seen it before. You know, people have that excuse all the time. I've seen it before, so I'm not gonna buy it. If it's unique, I'm gonna buy it. That's okay. That's the natural order of things. And D, tons of own proof and student proof. This was also another key. This was very important to the hook. If you go to the sales page right now of www.mansensereborn.com, you will see exactly all the proof that we have there. The student proof. It's a lot of proof, right? And we really focused it, and we kept pushing. Me and Gorab, we kept pushing Abdullah, the creator, to keep giving us proof when it comes to this. Send us more proof. Send us more proof. More proof. More proof. We went ahead and we created our own case study, and we got results with it, with the government website and everything. So, it was really important for us to have that social proof, student proof, our own proof. This was very important when it comes to info, especially because when it comes to info, you are promising a result that is not based on a feature. There's no way to excuse. For example, in the software, you could say, my software does this feature and this feature and this feature, and you can hype up the sales page and everything. People will buy, but at least you're delivering the promised feature. Here, if you're not, you're promising a result, and if you are not able to show other people and you that you're getting the result, this becomes very complicated to sell and gain trust with the audience, with the prospects. It's really hard to gain trust and to build that trust without proof, without results. It's really, really hard. So it's really important. It's actually the most important thing when it comes to info products that promise a certain result. You need to have proof that that result works for you and it works for other people. This will be ideal. I've seen products before that launched without proof. They did not do well, and they always asked why. Why is proof so important? Because it is. I mean, you're promising a result and people want to see. The most important thing to them is they want to see that this will work for them. So I come to the sales page, like, will this work for me? The only way to know before I buy is to see if it worked for other people, and obviously the creator, which promises it. So it's really, really, really important. And that is the second key out of 5. Great product, even better hook. Let me drink a little bit more water. So yes, the webinar is going a little bit longer than I expected, but there's no other way. I can make it shorter. It's really important that you understand exactly why everything works. Key 3 out of 5. You gotta have exceptional copy, like really, really good copy. And I could just stop here and go to the next key, but I am going to expand. It's really important that you have exceptional copy. Whether it means you write your own copy, like I wrote for this launch. I have used copywriters before many times, right? Sometimes it did not go well. So you either write your own copy if you are confident in the results you can get if you connect to the offer and everything, or you got to hire a really professional copywriter. I'm not talking about 6-figure and 5-figure copywriters. I'm just saying don't hire cheap copywriters. Hire good ones. That that will, for example, I'm gonna name a name here. Her name is Laura Natasha Catella, right? So I remember back in the day when my friends used to hire her, and I was too cheap to hire her for my launches. That was a mistake. She used to cost 3K per copy, and I used to hire people for 1K per copy. The difference between the launch success of me and my friends was staggering. And that's because she was confident. She was a good copywriter. She was charging more, so she could work on the copy with more ease without being pressured with too many clients. So it is very smart to invest in your copywriter. Don't go for cheap copywriters. And like it says here, they will make you shit bricks right by the time you're done with the launch. They will, you will pull all your hairs out because it's not converting, and you're gonna contact them and tell them, hey guys, please work with me. I have a launch and it's not converting. What do we do? And they're like gonna say, hey, I don't know what to do. Try to change this and stuff. No, you need to have a professional person working on your copy, whether it's you or whether it's a copywriter. So there's no way around it. So if you're aiming for 100K, you should definitely still invest in a copywriter anyway, unless you want to write your own copy. Take, for example, Luke McGuire. He has 800K, 600K launches, and he wrote the copy for all of them, right? He has a copywriter go over the copy after he writes it, but he writes it. So the point is, if you are confident, if you can write your own copy, great. If you don't want to write your own copy, get a professional one. Do not get cheap on a copywriter. And the very important to having an exceptional copy is making the copy different from what's out there right now that's selling, right? Good or not good. So, there is this very simple copywriting template that I use, that everyone uses, that I learned from my coach, calling Theriot, whatever. When it comes to copywriting, and that template is very basic. Everyone uses that template, and that's why it works so well. Which is basically, subheadline, headline, video, etc., etc. There's a very simple structure. People who recognize patterns also see it a lot, very easily on sales pages. Go to any sales page right now on JVZoo and you will see that pattern. Start noticing that pattern and you will see that pattern. That's not the point. The point is that you still need to be unique in your choice of words, in your choice of angles. It's really important because everyone is selling the same templates and everyone is saying the same things like discover, are you sick and tired? Don't just take my word for it, blah, blah, blah. Play with it. So if you'll see, let me just show you how it works on the sales page, right? In AdSense Reborn, how it works on our sales page. Let me show you.
I joined about 3-4.
So obviously you got the sales video here, which is key. You have the testimonials coming in before the actual VSL. Right, this is very, very powerful. This is once again proven. This is a proven. By the way, this is a proven template. Many best selling VSLs have this very simple structure of first testimonials and then the VSL. The problem is when it doesn't convert, is that they make the testimonials too long. So you also need to know what to do with the testimonials. But that's not the point. The point is you have this structure, right? You have this. Right, you had the structure, got $5. This is the headline, sub headline, video, main benefits, add to cart, and the usual intro, right? And I change it up here a little bit, as you can see. What most people will do in the template is go ahead and see my proof. Pam, 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 pam. I decided to play with the angle, and we decided to basically go ahead and say, I can keep talking all day, but you know exactly what speaks louder than me? Money. Boom. Start, proof, all that proof. Once again, like I said, social is really important. And then once it's done, instead of where is it? And once that is done, instead of just going ahead and telling them bye, I said, you know what speaks even louder than money? Students making money, and giving all that social proof that really nailed it out of the park when it comes to the proof. And, the usual template. You got the intro and introducing the problem, and then you slowly go ahead and show them what's possible, and then introduce the product. This is all a basic template that we all use, all marketers use, one way or another. But what we decided to do here is play with the words. I don't think sense is that good, more profits for us. It's more personal, it's more fun. The point is, when it comes to copywriting, where is the yes? Oh, wait, where's Demio? Where's Demio? Demio, where you at? Where's Demio? Okay, great. So, like you see, like you just saw on the sales page, we all use the same template. It all works the same way, but we use different words. We just make it more interesting, more live, not just like everyone else. And the key is that not only it's interesting and fun, it's also different. People visit the same sales pages every day, and you don't even need to have good copy. At least if it's unique, if it's different from other pages, then at least it's going to, you never sell anything with being boring. It just doesn't work that way. If you can have the greatest copy in the world in terms of template and scientific bits and pieces in place, but when it comes to selling, you need to be interesting. You need to be entertaining in a way. Boring doesn't sell anything. So that is why Matson's copy converted so well. Excellent use of resources, social proof, own proof, answering possible objections right inside the copy, and that was definitely the key to the copy. So copy is key. Out of 3 out of 5, exceptional copy is really important. Key 4 out of 5, 10x that affiliate support. So what I mean by that is that people, okay, let's say you went ahead and you recruited affiliates. I can go ahead and tell you, if you want to have affiliates, just contact them personally, buy a Manchai listing and everything. Okay, that's cool. I have an affiliate database that I built over time, especially in the last year with all the launches and everything. So we built a strong affiliate database that support us and we support them and everything. But what happens these days when it comes to launches? People mail once and forget about it. They move to the next launch unless they have a reason to mail again. Why do they do? Why do they do this? There are so many launches every day, and they just don't know. They just don't know who to support, when to support. You need to give them a reason to promote you instead of other people and keep promoting. So the key is not getting affiliates. Okay, getting affiliates is something else. It's obviously important, but it's not the special interesting key. What's really important is to gather those affiliates to keep mailing for you. So what we had during the launch is continuous affiliate support, basically getting them to mail often. And how did we do that? We provided contests, right? Everyday contests. Updates, consistency, we were there for them. So basically, when it comes to contests spread out throughout the launch instead of one big contest. So what we used to do back in the day is to have like 2 contests, maximum 3 contests, one in the beginning of the launch, a 7-day launch, one at the beginning of the launch, one at the end of the launch, one in the middle, maybe if we had the budget for it, because we weren't really prepared, and yeah, so we had this, and people mailed at the beginning, and then they wouldn't. Why would they mail 5 days later? Just let the list die, forget about it. No, they promote something else, and then the ending contest doesn't make any sense because nobody's there to promote the ending contest anyway. So what I decided to do is to create this continuous, consistent contest every day or every 48 hours. We had a contest. The minute one ends, new one begins. The minute one ends, a new one begins. This gives people a reason to mail all the time. And we had a surprise contest as well, which we didn't plan. We had a window of 24 hours without a contest. We decided to add that, and it paid off. People mailed, and that was really important. Once again, all these contests, as I say in key number 1, they were planned in the budget. Okay, they were planned. We had the money, and it was all planned. We knew exactly what we were doing. Sorry, I had to drink a little bit of water. Number 2 is basically updating people all the time. Tell the affiliates how close or how far they are from the goal, from the other person in the leaderboard. Just update them all the time. Send them daily updates and keep them posted. Do not let your launch get out of their sight. Consistently post, consistently update. Just overall be consistent when it comes to posting. Post on Facebook, post, on the public, like Gorab used to do. He did it really well. And once again, Gorab, he's like my second half in that area. I'm focusing on the marketing, conversions, that stuff, and he's like the other half, and he absolute blast working with him. Anyway, be consistent on the post, make public posts about your offer. Don't let your offer get out of the affiliate's sight. Be popular, have that omnipresence factor in there, and be for your partners, for your affiliates. Be there for you when they need you as best as you can. I know things can happen. You can have a vacation plan from weeks before, whatever, whatever. You're sick, you're dead, whatever happens, be there as best as you can for your partners during that launch period. So anyway, during launch period, you need to 50x your presence shit. What I mean by that, you need to be present and more than ever on your launch. But generally, just be there for your partners all the time. If they need anything, answer it as quick as possible. If you're sleeping, have your partners answer anything. Have that dynamic. If you don't have a partner, hire someone to do it for you. It's really important that you have staff or partners or anyone doing this all by yourself without a team of any kind, whether you pay the team or you partner with them, is suicide. It's career suicide, in any business model. Retargeting to a naked link. This is very important. We did retargeting. Mail your own list with a naked link. What I mean by that is, okay, two things. Sorry. So mail your own list. When you promote to your own list, let's say you have your own list. Maybe you don't have, so that's okay. It's not relevant to you. But if you do have your own list when you launch, mail to your own list, but don't mail with your affiliate link, because mailing with your affiliate link to increase CPCs, someone gave me that excuse just a few days ago, is an excuse, is a pathetic excuse. Your 100 clicks or 1,000 clicks won't really affect EPCs in the long run. So let's say if you're sending only 100 clicks and you're making a few sales through your affiliate, my dog is being nasty. So if you're sending 100 clicks, you're basically, well, if you make a few sales, yes, it's not going to affect EPCs at all. But if you're sending 1,000 clicks, obviously it's going to affect EPCs, but you're also taking too many commissions from your affiliates. Which is bad. You want to always give your affiliates as much money as possible so they will continue supporting you later, and so they will continue mailing for you. Your affiliates are the most important thing in your launch, right? You can have a launch with bad copy. You can have a launch with really bad copy, bad planning, bad everything. But if you have all that affiliate support, they have those lists that trust them and everything, you are going to have a really good launch. So affiliates are the most important thing. Like it or not, really, you need to have those affiliates. If you don't want affiliates, don't do these launches. And retargeting to a naked link, have a retargeting pixel in place and just keep retargeting to your link. Don't retarget once again to affiliate link or to some kind of weird page. Just do whatever you want when it comes to retargeting. Just make sure your affiliate gets paid for the retargeting sale. So key 4 out of 5 is 10x that affiliate support. Split testing monkey bastard is key 5 out of 5. And we learned that just not too long ago, maybe 6 months ago or maybe 12 months ago, is how important that is, right? How important split testing is. Split test all the time, as much as you can, as best as you can. When it comes to split testing, why is it so important? Because first off, if you start with a bad foot, if your launch starts bad or something, then obviously you need to improve it. You need to do your best to improve it. But even if it goes well, there's always room for improvement. So you should split test, so you don't screw up your launch. Don't mess it up. Make small, smart split test. First off, rule number 1: don't change too much on a page, right? When you're split testing, because then you don't know what works and what doesn't work. But 2 is don't change anything if you don't know what the fuck you're doing, okay? Don't just go start shooting blanks when it comes to sales page. So you go to the sales page, right? AdSense Reborn, and it's like, okay, this is not converting. I'm going to remove all of this, and then I'm going to put a picture of a horse here, and then I'm going to force people scroll just to find the word N, and then go ahead and reveal the price only at the bottom. And don't start making weird stuff, okay? Just don't do that. Please don't do that. If you don't know what you're doing and your partners don't know what you're doing, don't split test, or make really tiny split tests and start advancing that, a little bit. Please don't make huge changes or make changes when you don't know exactly what you're doing, or at least remotely know what you're doing, because it's going to hurt your launch, and you don't want that. So please do it well. And rule number 2 is update your JVs on successful split tests. So if you have a split test it's successful and you have a percentage increase, tell your JVs in your next JV update, hey guys, we tweaked everything and it converts better. Here's the screenshot, and good luck. Your clicks are going to be worth more money from now on. And it's gonna make them happy, and it's also a great conversation starter. One problem people have when it comes to continuous affiliate support, like I said in key number 4, is they don't know what to say to the affiliates. So, okay, let's say the positions on the leaderboard don't change much, and you don't know what to tell them, and you're like, but I have to keep having constant communication with them so they don't forget me. Find excuses. The excuse split testing. Tell them you have a successful split test. This is very, very good. And test. You never know what will work. Some weird shit converted for us before, so you don't know what will work. So keep testing. Never stop testing. This will pay off. I promise. So these are the 5 keys, in my opinion, to the success of MadSense Reborn. Anything else is secondary. Yes, you do need affiliate support. Yes, you do need a copy. Yes, you do need all those things. Once again, I'm not here lecturing to you guys. I'm sure you guys are not newbies. You have seen many launches happen. You want to know exactly what's going on, what makes a launch successful. I'm not here to teach you the whole basics of a launch. Get affiliates, go ahead and start recruiting. This is not what this webinar is all about. What this webinar is about is going deeper into what's really working, where the magic is, and all those things. And I know Gaurav here is watching, and he is, I'm sure he learns a lot as well, because things I teach here is things go through my mind, like, with the hooks and everything, things that I extracted from my mind straight into the page as best as I could. So these were the 5 keys those are the most important things to a successful 6-figure or high 5-figure launch. And specifically when it comes to info products, but also generally, you can take a lot if you're launching software or stuff like that. So info versus software. Before we get to the secrets, right? Let me just drink a little bit of water. I'm sorry, I'm drinking so much water. I actually drink a lot more. I drink, if I'm not talking, I drink a lot of water. So info versus software. Let's go over the key differences, once again, in my opinion, of selling information products versus selling software products. So first off, before I begin, if you have a good software and a good info product, and you're thinking which one of them you should sell, go with the software. It's going to be much easier to sell, to reach higher numbers, and it's going to be a lot. Go with the software. It's going to sell more and make you more money. But if you have only info, or you have this one info you're really passionate about, like we were with MadSense, we were super passionate about it. We wanted to launch it. We didn't care about any softwares. We just wanted to get it out there because it's good and it's powerful and it's going to help people. So you need to understand the key differences between info and software. Different types of copy. Okay, info requires a much better piece of copy. Simply put, it just requires you to have a better piece of copy. Softwares are just easier to sell. That's the way it is. So you need to have better copy and a better positioning with info. It's also not about promises. People think that info is more about hype and software is more about features. That's not true at all. Benefits and a little bit of hype and everything, that should be in every sales page of every product. It is actually about the expectations of people. So people who buy softwares, they want to know exactly what it does. I mentioned it before. They don't want to know exactly what it does. Exactly what it does and how it will benefit them. But for info, you want to educate them right in the sales page So educate them right in the sales page. I got, that stuff. So you want to educate them right in the sales page about the offer, about the concept and everything. Unlike software. Software is, once again, features, problem, solution, very simple. Info, you want to have a little bit more education and a little bit more introduction, a little bit. How do you say that? But basically, you want to be more clever. You want to be more, once again, interesting. You want to keep that attention. You want to answer more objections. So we're going back to USP and sales page and everything. Just overall better copy on info and a different approach. Another thing is lower perceived value with info. It's just very simple. Software seems like it can cost more. People will be more interested in software. So if we want to charge 27 for software, 27 for info, software is going to convert better at the same price point, assuming they both have the same good USP and same good sales page. So you just need to deal with that fact that software has higher perceived value. When it comes to higher ticket, it comes back suddenly to info products and coaching And the reason is, in my opinion, I mean, you wouldn't see even Photoshop, which is like, I think for $600, they won't dare to charge you thousands of dollars. When info, you can. So there's a shift because of the mindset, because people who want to buy for thousands of dollars, they are very serious and they want to work with someone to have success. But anywhere between, once again, lower perceived value with info. Softwares give the desired result. Like I said before, we talked about it before. They give the desired result faster than info. Info needs to be applied. People hate that. So you need to focus on ease and simplicity. Software is simply a function people want to buy and use that function to get that result. When it comes to info, they need to actually take action and spend time and money and everything. And they hate that. People hate that. So when it comes to selling info, you want to answer those objections and really, really focus on how simple and easy it is to achieve the desired result inside the sales page, no matter what you're selling. If you're selling the most complicated, most disgusting training on the universe, you need to make it look as easy and as simple as possible. And people are just less skeptical with software. That's just how it is. So those were the differences between information and software. Now, some of the secrets, right? Some of the secrets that I'm going to introduce, we're going to go into the secrets before we get to the Q&A, are just not, they may not be sexy, but they work, okay? So pay attention. 3 secrets for you. Secret number 1 out of 3 that you can apply right now on your launch to increase revenue without getting more affiliates or without getting better conversions is secret number 1 is mail buyers of the product to the next funnel and do it softly. Caress your way to better conversions. So basically, it's better to have a sequence planned beforehand. But what I mean by that is you mail the front-end buyers that just bought your product about OTO1, and you mail OTO1 buyers to about OTO2, and you mail OTO2 buyers about OTO3, etc., etc., etc. And you do it smartly, right? So why does it work? Because I don't need to explain. It just works. You go ahead and you get people. It's in a stairway, in a staircase way, blah, 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 whatever. It just works. It converts really well. It will increase your bottom line and your launch revenue without doing anything. And if you plan it beforehand, if you do it before the launch and you have all the sequence on your autoresponder ready to go, ready to be fired up, then you even don't need to worry about it during the launch at all. So you have a lot of free time. So we're going back to organization, being prepared. Do it smart and don't make the email that you're sending about upselling the product. Make the email about updates, tips, and mention that the what did I write here? What the hell did I write here? That the OTO will benefit. Anyway, don't make it about upselling the product. Make it about updates, right? Make it like a nice soft email, giving an update, giving an intro, giving a few tips, whatever you can, even a free gift, and have the OTO softly positioned there. It's really important that you do promote the OTO, but not aggressively. Not tell them, hey, this email is all about buying the OTO. They're not gonna buy. They're gonna pissed off. Chances are some of them already bought the OTO, so they're just gonna feel it's not relevant. So do it softly. And like I said, ideally have a sequence before the launch goes live. So this is tip number 1. You can apply right now to your launch and increase revenue, but also do it beforehand. Secret number 2, add surprise contests without fear, right? And make it a calculated decision. Make those contests calculated, make them count. So adding surprise contest is an amazing way to increase your launch revenue right now, even a small one, even the smallest one. Why? Because that just gives people the reason to mail when they didn't plan to mail. It's very simple. It literally, you don't even need to do anything special. Just think of a contest and send your affiliates one simple message, which says, even just a Facebook post tagging them and saying, we just added this contest. Don't be aggressive, don't be clever, don't be anything, and don't do anything. And you're still going to get a huge increase in sales because people will mail. You're giving them a reason to mail. And like we mentioned before, 10x that affiliate support. If people have a reason to mail, they will keep mailing. If they don't have a reason to mail, they will not keep mailing. Very simple. Don't need to complicate that. So Now, what's good, why you can apply it during the launch and it will be so easy to apply. Now, by now, you are a few hours in, you are a day in, you have conversion stats. You know exactly how much money you can spend to make, right? So if you know you're converted 20% and every sale makes you let's say every sale makes you $50 and makes the $50, and you're going to give a contest that gives them, just an example, $25 for every few sales they make. You know that you're in profit, so it becomes a numbers game, just like any product, like scaling, like any normal business model. The more you put in, the more you will make, you will get out, as long as you know exactly what you are doing. So you know the numbers already because you launched. You put more money in, and you will make more money. It's very simple. Those surprise contests become a breeze because you're not risking any out of pocket money. You're not risking anything. You're just using money that is from the future. You know, you're using money from the future. And the next tip is, it's a credit goes the credit goes to Jai Sharma. I launched with him before. He's very smart when it comes to launches. And a great contest idea is to give people a prize for achieving a certain amount of sales, no matter their position on a certain leaderboard. It's not a contest, it's more of a giveaway. So basically, it's, instead of saying top three will earn, number one will earn $500, number two will earn $200, etc., etc. Here you give anyone who makes a certain amount of sales will get paid. Doesn't matter. They don't compete with each other. They compete with themselves. So anyone who makes 10 sales, for example, gets $50. 20 sales, $100. This will allow people to mail. This is very smart because sometimes you have most of people on your leaderboard know they will never win any prize in the contest because you got all these big affiliates mailing and they know that they will never win. So what's the point of mailing? But you do need all those small people. Those small people, the small sales are such a huge chunk of your launch. So how do you get people to mail when they have no hope, right? How do you get them to mail when you have no hope? This is how you get them to mail when you have no hope, because they will earn money no matter who they go against, So that is very, very good. Very good tip from Jai Sharma. Tip number, secret tip, whatever, number 3 out of 3, ask for advice from more successful people. This tip is not sexy at all. I told you it's not going to be sexy, but it's key. I did it a lot of times. I always do that. Sometimes I used to be ashamed of that, but I'm not. It's really important because if you know something doesn't go well, if you need help, I came to Jai Sharma on this launch when I had this one part, when I had this window of a contest. I ended up doing my own contest with Gorab, but I had this window and I didn't know what to do. And I came to Jai and told him, what can I do? And he gave me some incredible tips that I will apply to future launches. And some of those actually apply to this launch. So the point is, come to more successful people for advice during the launch. Don't be shy to do that. Ideally, come to affiliates who promoted you, because they will be more, because they promote and they want to make money from their clicks and they want to make more money. So if you're struggling, they'll be more than willing to help and make the most out of their sales. But you can ask anyone you trust or anyone you know, even someone you don't trust. I used to come to Luke McGuire, and we weren't really friends, and he helped me. So it it depends. It doesn't matter. You don't need to be friends with anyone. Just come and hit a few people up. One of them will help you. Some of them are assholes, really disgusting people, but some of them will help you. No problems. And then once you go ahead and you ask the question and they give you the answer, and they're, and you're happy, you use their tip and you get the increase or whatever, you're gonna say, wow, I'm so good that I did that. And if you won't do that, you will never know what would have happened. So go ahead and ask more successful people, because chances are they went through the same stuff at their beginning. And if someone hits me right now, hits me up, and this doesn't happen often, but sometimes it does. They hit me up, hey Tom, I have this launch and everything, I don't know what to do, is going like this and like this. I try to go ahead and give them the best advice as possible, because I know what they're going through, because I used to go through the same thing. So I give them that advice, and it's really, really, it's awesome. Okay, it's really awesome. Do it. Do it. Don't be shy. I'm really, I really need to pee, but I'll wait. So secret 4 out of 3: no exit pop-ups during launch. It's a small extra tip. Add it later. Instead, use retargeting. So if you add retargeting to your launch, right, you will increase your bottom line easily. It's just out of my experience, it's 90% out of time, 95% of the time, you're going to be in huge profit. And most of the time, and just 99%, you're going to be in some profit. It's just so easy to make a profit out of retargeting. Have retargeting in place. But more importantly, don't have an exit pop up during launch. It pisses affiliates off, and even if you are sending that exit pop, let's say you have an exit pop up, you're building a list during the launch. We used to do that. We used to think it's okay. It's not okay. I see so many people complain about this, but the point is, when you have an exit pop up, you are capturing email addresses that your affiliates don't get credited for. So that's a bad thing. People won't like that, and this will make them not mail again. So we're actually reducing your potential launch revenue. And two, even if you're gonna say, "Hey, I'm just using it to mail back with a naked link and not an affiliate link and get you credit for the sale," still not good enough. They're still gonna get pissed off, and they will not trust you to actually do that. So just avoid that altogether and add that once the launch is over, right? So, my throat is hurting. I need to pee, but we have reached the end of this educational webinar. So I'm gonna have the Q&A right now. I hope you had a good time. I hope you had a good time, and I'm gonna stop sharing my screen right now, and you can ask any question that you want. I hope you really had a good time and you learned a lot. Yeah, ask away. I'm really looking forward to seeing questions, and let me know. Yes, thanks for the presentation, Tom. My pleasure. It was a pleasure to make it. I see. It was a pleasure to make it. Yeah. So, first off, do you have any questions, guys? And two, let me know in the chat if you enjoyed it. If you learned anything new. Please let me know. I really want to know. Let me know if you learned anything. If yes and yes, I enjoyed and learned new stuff. Okay, anyone else? David, what are you saying? Have you learned anything new? Guys, don't be shy when it comes to replying. Okay, yes, awesome. So I really hope you enjoyed this webinar. Joe or David, any questions? Any questions whatsoever? I'm willing to answer those. I know once again this webinar and the webinar registration was not blasted to my list. It was blasted just to my social media accounts, and we had about 100 registers and a very small amount of people are joining. Anyway, a very small amount of attendees. It's good because they're gonna have the replay for you guys. Tell us about the pricing strategy. Normally, marketers shy for prices over 17. Okay, so the pricing strategy for AdSense Reborn. Let me show you the JV page. What we had in the terms of the pricing. Let me just share my screen once again. Show you what we have in terms of strategies. Condensed webinar. Okay, pricing strategy. So you see here, this is the JV page, and the pricing strategy was really simple in terms of increases. Where is it? Yeah, we started with $27 front end, and we increased slowly up to $30. That was the most, and now we have it at $47, and we're going to increase to $67, then $97. But you're probably asking, like, why did I choose 27 instead of 17 or something like that? So first off, 17 is a disgusting price point. I don't launch anymore at 7, 10, $8. The reason I'm not doing this anymore is because it really devalues the product, and the amount of money a person can make, an affiliate can make when it comes to promoting the product is very, very limited. So let's say we're giving obviously 100% commissions on these price points. We got $8 on the front end. So someone makes $8 for one sale that he promotes, and from there it's up to the OTOs to make any other money. So it's more for lead gen, and I don't use that anymore because I just don't like it. It just devalues the quality of the product. Now you're saying maybe $17, right? Here's the thing for 17. First off, in my opinion, it's a bad price point in terms of luck. It never converted well for me. And the second issue is it's somewhere in between. Is your product high quality and are you confident in it, or is your product something simple and easy to use, something small like $7? Why is it in somewhere in that middle? It doesn't make a lot of sense. Once again, maybe it doesn't make what I'm saying doesn't make a lot of sense to you, but from my experience, anything that is around the $17 doesn't convert. It's either lower and really a no-brainer, or for lead gen, or it's higher, which increases the perceived value of your product. Because once again, most info products charge $10, and you have this $27 product, and it's like, well, what's so special about it? I want to see. And then you have the sales page doing the selling work for you. When it comes to info, also $27, and the price points that I'm doing, they're really good when it comes to converting OTOs. So let's say you want your funnel to convert really well, and you have your OTOs in place, and your OTOs are 47, 67, 97, and you paid 50% commissions on those. When it comes to buying the front end and then buying the OTOs, if someone buys for $27, they are more likely to buy a $47 OTO than someone who buys a $7 product and you're asking them to buy $47, because of how far away it is from their investment in the first place and what they expected to get. So, I saw people charge $7 on front end and then charge $197 or more on the first OTO. So it's just it doesn't make sense at all to have that. So the less they need to, it's all about micro commitments. So the less they need to, the less basically you understand what I'm saying, right? So if they buy for $27, it's going to make more sense to buy $47 OTO than if they buy 7. And it's the same. It just makes more sense to sell the OTOs later, and this will increase your bottom line as well. So that is my pricing strategy. I always try to aim for higher price, higher quality, and this also gives me higher chance to over deliver, right? To more flexibility. And when you get paid well, right, you want to work harder, you want to work more. And when you don't get paid well, when all of your money goes to your affiliates and you're just focusing on lead gen, that's what you get. You just release those small PDFs and you get nowhere. So if you want to get to those numbers, 6 figures and everything, you need to have a little bit higher price points, and you need to be very confident in charging those price points. So yes, to answer your questions in a very, very long way. Any other questions, guys? Okay, 2 questions. One, although I'm working on my own product right now, one of the biggest issues I have coming out with products. What would be your best advice to overcome this? Well, I'll be honest with you. I haven't come up with a product. I come up with angles, with hooks, with everything, but I haven't come up with a product for a very long time. The reason is because I prefer to take all my energy, all my focus on the selling. So what I do is I find partners, and that is, at first I used to create products, and then I started finding products and creating products, and now I only find products by partners. Whether it means how we found Madsense Reborn, when it comes to finding softwares, I go ahead and team up with other people. And the reason they want to team up with me, even before I had the JV databases, before I had something to bring to the table, whether it's copy, conversions, some kind of insight, some connections, some JV. instead of creating products, I go ahead and I team up with people that have products, and I ask them to bring the. I sell the product, and I bring the product. So places where you can find these people are these days it's Facebook. Back in the day, I used to find them in Warrior Plus. Warrior Plus, I haven't used it for years now. I don't like it. So now I find them on Facebook. I go to groups. I participate. I send PMs. For example, if I promoted someone a few times and I come to them and I say, "Hey, I promoted you. I send you here in this and this sales. Let me know if you have an offer coming up. Let's discuss a JV. Let's discuss a percentage." And it just kind of dynamically flows from there. Most people will reject you. Most people will not have any product for you. That's okay. That's how life works. That's how business works. But when you do find the winner or someone who will accept you with a good product, wow, that's when you can have a great product, great release, and you're gonna make money and build a list. And then it just let you leverage, you'll leverage your past successes to increase your launches every time and make more money and have a backend. And the rest is history. Second question is, do you come up with your own software ideas or do you? Oh, I just answered that. Yes, I do JV. Sometimes I do have ideas. Yeah, sometimes I do have ideas for JVs, for partnerships. But I'm sorry, for softwares, but most of the time, even with those ideas, I prefer to keep them on the side and work on them slowly. For example, I had this idea a few months ago, and it's in the works right now. The software is in the works, but it's been in the works for so long, and it's because I want to make it right. So meanwhile, obviously, I need to release something great to the market, and I need to go ahead and keep building my list because this is one of my business models. So I do JV partnerships, So it's a mixture of both, whatever fits you, whatever rocks your boat, or whatever you want to call it. So yeah, that is to answer your questions. Awesome. Great. I love the engagement from you, dude. Really. You ask questions. That's a pleasure. So I'm going to allow one more question. If you have any more questions, this is your chance. So let me know. Feel free. Feel free, because I'm tired and I want to pee. And I have no voice. I'm really struggling to talk. So I guess to conclude this webinar, I see no more questions. To conclude this webinar, by the way, if you need to rewatch this, Demio is pretty cool. So once I go ahead and I close this webinar and I do magic here in behind the scenes, once the reply is over, it's gonna mail that replay link straight to your email address. So you're gonna have that replay and you can watch it whenever you want, on the future, whatever. So yeah, that's it. So if no more questions, I'm going to wrap this webinar up. Thank you so much for attending. Thank you so much for being here. It's been a pleasure teaching, educating, and yes, no problem. Thank you so much for coming, attending, and this webinar is officially over.